Okay, TikTokers, this is for educational purposes. I send warnings, not invitations. I apologize for I would say this. This is part 3. So that we're clear, so that we are completely clear, the title has not changed, as you can see. It might be up here, it might be down here by the time I'm done with this video. But the point of the matter is, we're only doing a part 3 because I don't do even numbers. And my favorite color is yellow. Just in case if I have fans that want to know why I'm always rocking yellow, because it's my favorite color. But for you, Rod _ Suckins 2 apostrophe S. This third video is not so much for you as so much for the people who need to understand how the law works. Alright, so while I was in class 2 years ago, because it was like my last year getting my degree in police science and criminal justice, there are a few things that our classes emphasized on. One was domestic violence. The other one was SA. And then the last one, so that we could get good grades, was cyber stalking. Yes, cyber stalking. Now, for some reason, they couldn't give me anything about how the BIA works or how law enforcement on reservations work. Because I'm mostly asked about that because I'm part Native. And if I got to do anything as a law enforcement agent, I would much rather do it with Native American people so that I can reconnect with my Native American culture. But that's not relevant to this video. What is relevant to this video is that, one, in domestic violence, most of the victims are actually men. And men don't report those things because they are actually shamed by other men and they don't want to be shamed. And you got like dudes like 6'2" and 6'8" getting their asses beat by a woman that's like 4'11". And they can't hit her back because they hit her back, they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't. So they take that beating and there's no protective male shelters. The males might get put up at a hotel or they might get the YMCA, but for battered women actually get shelters. I'm sure y'all didn't know this was coming from a little dumbass guy like me that does kung fu, right? And tries to fight for Native American rights. But that's for domestic violence. Now when we get into the SA department, that would be sexual assault. Most sexual assault victims are victimized or groomed by people that they know in their life. Acquaintance rape, sexual assault happens more to women by people that they know versus people that they don't. 1 in 25 women would be molested or SA'd by someone that they know versus someone that they don't. Now, yes, proximity crimes do happen where women are SA'd and beaten and everything, and that also leads to more time for the SA'er or the rapist. They will get a lot of time for this shit. Like, if you go visit somebody in New York and you were SA'd in New York because you don't know anybody in New York, it's kind of a 1 in a million shot. However, the million tends to tilt closer to more than 2, 3 in a million versus 1 in a million. It goes back and forth, and this is only the ones that are being reported. These are not the SAs that are not being reported. The SAs that generally happen don't get reported, and the ones that do get reported, there's always some red tape or some way of hanging that shit up, but you know, it does happen. So now we're going to continue on the SA thing, but I just wanted to clarify that shit because I paid attention in school, right? I paid close attention in school. Grooming starts at a young age of anywhere between 6 to 26. You can groom a young child that long. You build up that much trust that when you are putting your digits in places that your digits shouldn't be going inside those children, they trust you so they don't tell anybody. You also be threatening the children by telling them you're going to unalive their parents. I know all of that shit because my dumb ass did not fall asleep in class. I paid a fucking attention. Which goes back to, this happens to young girls, it happens to young boys. There is no exception. When somebody is a sick, perverted deviant, they're going to do what the fuck they want to whoever the fuck they want. And if they are a friend of the family, it's a whole lot easier for them to groom your child. Alright? And your child's going to be scared to tell you because that same person who's a friend of the family has literally threatened your life in front of the child. The child can't tell you because they're scared that that person is going to unalive you because they told the kid just that. If you tell your daddy, I'm going to unalive you. If you tell your mama, I'm going to unalive you. If you tell your uncle, your aunt, and all that shit, I'm going to take them out. and then they can't save you from me. There you go. Now that we got all that shit out of the way, let's go on to the cyber police forces that are now going to continue to go back and do some of these cold cases and shit from all the way back to 1999. They're going back to start looking for these people. They're looking for these people as we speak, and they will get you for cyberbullying, cyber harassing, and cyber stalking. All three of those things are bad, and they can find you by you doing something stupid like Rod _ Suckins or Stuckins 2 apostrophe S did to me in video 1, because he left Victoria's video and came over to my bro's video about the My Pet Monster. This is cyber stalking at its best, which means I really don't have to do anything but make a couple phone calls and we can get that to the FBI, because the FBI is also part of the task force that's doing the cyber crimes. And they also have resources, so Hot Rod, Rodimus Prime, whatever the fuck you call yourself, Rod _ Stalkins 2 apostrophe S. Hopefully this helps you to not keep doing the dumb shit you're doing, because it might not be me that makes the contact. It just might be somebody who you fucked with and they saw this video and know that they can legally go after you for doing dumb shit. It's fine to voice your opinion. It's not fine to go from video after video after video for people who you don't know and stalk them, which is what you did to me. You went from Victoria's video to the video that I've made 3 videos about. Because he was talking about My Pet Monster, and I said nice. And all of a sudden, you're replying to my comment that has nothing to do with missing and murdered indigenous women. And what do you say? Missing and murdered indigenous women were sacrifices to blame the oil workers. So, dude, I got you for cyber stalking. All I gotta do is make a phone call if I really want to do that. But I'm 51. I ain't got time for that bullshit, because my career is more important than your little weak ass. Now, for everyone else who's been paying attention and got to video 3, cyberstalking is also something they can enforce, and they can lock your ass up for a good 10 years. 15 max, but I could be wrong on that. It might be higher. So you might want to be careful. You want to leave an opinion with somebody? Hey, you suck. Click. Go away. Don't go to any more videos. If you reply to someone who's not the person who made the video, don't go to their videos and keep putting shit in, because now you're cyber stalking. And you're cyber harassing. And you're cyber bullying. And all 3 of those motherfuckers are crimes. And how do I know this, you may ask? Well, Echo Fang Grey Wolf was asleep, but James Williams Jr. was the gun who was earning the motherfucking degree. While filming as Echo Fang Grey Wolf, James Williams was fucking working his ass off to get that motherfucking degree in police science and criminal justice, which I have showed on this fucking app at least once. Because I was so damn proud that I graduated before I turned 50 years old. And I got a degree in police science and criminal justice, which is a job I don't want, because I want to make movies for the rest of my life. But if I have to fall back on it, I'll have it. So, that being said, y'all need to be careful. You need to understand how the laws work. And the laws vary from city to city, state to state, and county to county. And if the ATF, U.S. Marshals, game wardens, CIA or FBI come knocking on your door, you fucked up. You really only got to really worry about ATF and U.S. Marshals. FBI does a lot of paperwork versus grunt work. The U.S. Marshals, if they're coming for you, you are fucked. I'm sorry. If the sheriff, if they're coming for you, sheriffs generally just drop off the warrants. Don't show up, they'll come pick your ass up. But when it comes down to like CIA and other high-ranking law officials, if the U.S. Marshals, the CIA, FBI, Homeland Security, the game wardens, or conservation officers, if they're coming for you, just those 5 alone, you done really fucked up. But I don't really care, because I'm not going to be dumb enough to go do something stupid. It's the internet. I'm done saving people. But as far as you pretendians, you should probably remember the names of those law enforcement people that I just mentioned too. Because sooner or later, the tribes that you're claiming are going to be finding their legal loophole. And they're going to find their lawyers. And they're going to come for you too. And they can definitely get you for fraud. So your genealogy better be up to par. But more importantly, your DNA might need to be up to par too.